Just like this state, there's tens of thousands of kids needlessly taken from their homes.
Oh, you're talking about custody
and
stuff. No,
child support.
Right.
New Hampshire, I found an $82 million mistake in child support. Nobody's got an interest.
You told me.
All right.
You told me.
Nobody cares.
Yeah.
Nobody cares how many children they got, so they're all in.
But you're going to go vote for one of them.
One that isn't a congressman.
I see.
My name is Cindy Sear. I'm from Pittsfield, New Hampshire. I live over on Depot Street. Ever since Hillary announced she was going to run, I've been for her. I'll back her to the hill. You know, I'm proud today to be out holding signs for her, and I think she'll do a good job as president.
Now, why do you support Hillary over any of the other candidates? Have you seen any of them at events?
No, I haven't, but I've seen them on TV, and I like what she wants to do for like child care and to get us out of Iraq and, you know, to help the middle class. I'm not middle class, okay? I am on disability. I'm on Social Security, and to me, I think she can help us. You know, she's got to do better than what we got right now, and I'll be honest. You know, I don't particularly like who we have in office now, and I think the Democrats could do a lot better job.
Was there somebody that came in second for you if you didn't vote for Hillary? Who might you be supporting?
John Edwards.
And what is it you like about John Edwards' position?
I like he's young, he's energetic. You know, I think he could do good, but I prefer Hillary.
And why is it important, you're going to be talking to students now, why is it important that you're out here spending your personal time to support a candidate and to be part of that political process?
I've been doing this since I was 21 years of age.
Okay. And why do you do it? Why is it important to you?
Because it's part of my responsibility as an American citizen to support a candidate of my choice, you know. I used to live in Massachusetts, and I supported a lot of the candidates down there. It's just my civic duty. You know, we all have to do our civic duty, you know. I look at it this way. If you don't vote, you don't have a right to bitch about what's going on in the country. I've been voting for years, so I have a right to bitch if I don't like what's going on. But if I didn't vote, I don't have a right to complain.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
My name's Dan Roth, and the reason I'm supporting Ron Paul is about 3 weeks ago I found out I was registered as a Republican, to my dismay, and I looked at the Republican candidates and I decided the man who most represented my own beliefs was Ron Paul. So there you have it. I asked for a sign about a week ago from Ohio, his campaign office, and they never sent me one, so I made this up, which I kind of like. And hello, Mr. and Mrs. Mallett. And so that's why I'm here supporting Ron.
Well, you definitely are a man of your convictions. I'm just curious why you said you found yourself in a Republican camp somewhat unexpectedly. Who would you have voted for if you were registered?
I was planning on voting for Obama.
Okay.
Yeah.
And why would you vote for him?
Because I'm looking for somebody different, and to me he's different. He appears to be honest. If he's honest, that would be enough reason for me to vote for him.
Okay.
Yeah.
So honesty is a key issue for you?
Yeah, it's a key issue, and experience is not so important to me. He's got his own life experiences, and I'm not looking for experience right now. I'm looking for something different.
Why is it important to you, you're speaking to students, why is it important to you to be involved in the process, in the political process?
Well, because the men who signed the Constitution of these United States, I don't know if you know it, but they suffered greatly throughout the war. They had their signatures, and they were persecuted, and a lot of them lost their farms, their barns were burnt, their families were killed. There's quite a list of all the things those men lost for this idea of democracy. So in order for democracy to work, we all have to be a part of it, and we don't always get it right, but voters get it right more times, I think, than they don't.
What are the big issues in this campaign for you in terms of the condition of America and what you'd like to see for change?
Well, we have to have more freedoms to be able to do what we need to do. We need to be, we're turning into a nation of sheep, where we have to go check out a law to go see if we can do something. And that's what I'm afraid of. I've been in the military. I've actually been a slave for 3 years of that 6-year term. And I don't want to ever be a slave again, so that's why freedom is the most important thing to me, and that's why Ron Paul, as a libertarian, supports the beliefs that I believe in, which is less government and more personal freedom, more personal responsibility, and that's why I'm here, because you have to be part of it to get the. It's a wonderful experience to be part of it, and I never got involved till I was 30 years old. And
now you mentioned slave. I assume you meant taking orders as a slave. Is that what you
no,
meant?
having everything controlled about you. Everything. Whether you go home for the weekend, whether your hair is short enough, where you'll serve your term, even though you may have thought it was going to be a different deal. The military is, one word, uncompromising. And if you become not on their good side, you will become a slave for the remainder of your enlistment. And I felt that for 3 years, and so I got that feeling of utter, I know what it's like to lose my freedom. So there's a lot of people out there like us, and once you've lost them and you have them back, then you never want to lose them again.
Now, the libertarian position really wants to minimize government to a large extent.
That's right.
Just your view about issues like pollution. Do we simply rely on companies and their goodwill to do what's right, or do we need some sort of government body protecting our health and safety from the standpoint of pollutants like air pollutants?
Yeah, well, you know, health and safety, I think we're trying to protect ourselves too much, and I'm very concerned about the planet, and I think we're in big trouble. But there's a lot of stuff I see. I mean, I could tell you little stories about the Mexican/Apache that puts pickles in jars and sells them at the local store in a different town. And after 5 years or 4 years of doing it and selling to people, he was finally approached by a government man who said he had to have a license and an inspection. And the poor guy said, "Look I'm just canning my vegetables and selling them to people. There's drug deals going on up the street. Maybe you could worry about that." And anyway, it's just gotten to the point, and I know as far as my own work, the stone business, we could be required to get all kinds of permits for what we do. We just do what we think is right, but there'll come a day when they'll say, "You can't build that one, Dan." I know it's coming. So that's why you have to make a stand. As far as like land rules, zoning. People said if you didn't have zoning, you'd have anarchy. We didn't have zoning until 20 years ago. And all these extra rules about what you can do with your land. How did we ever get by 20 years ago, I wonder? And they finally taught me into voting for zoning. It failed 3 times, and the 4th try, they even taught me, and I voted for it. And sometimes you're sorry. Hey, Ian, how you doing? So I just believe in personal responsibility, and don't ask the government for anything, and try to contribute when you can, and try to be free.
So what would the government's role be from your point of view? Defense?
Yeah, kind of like what Ron Paul thinks. Yeah, defense of the borders. There are certain things where the government's supposed to be there to be protecting our rights. Our rights to breathe clean air. That's a right. Sure, they should be involved in that.
How do they do that, though, Dan? If there's not an EPA, you know?
Yeah, but they go too far. They've got this many new laws every year. This is my problem. It's gone to the point now of ridiculousness where.
So you're not for doing away with the EPA. You're doing away with
minimum government. And I mean, there's got to be a balance. Right now, it's gone too far, I believe.
Yeah.
And I mean, I could be wrong. I've been wrong many times in my life, but I'm just got to say what I feel.
Yeah, well, I appreciate that.
Yeah. So that's why I'm out here today for Ron Paul. And besides, I'm a stone man, and there's no work right now. So if you can't work, you do something. You do something to help. You get out. You get out. You meet people, and that's how you get work.
All right, how you doing?